Yesterday we seen the definition of inverse function, and before that inverse image of subset, and now we solve some theorems on inverse function definition of, which is based on definition of inverse function. So let's start this theorem. First theorem statement: let A and B be two sets. If A and B are two sets, and if F is mapping from A to B is 1 1 and onto, then F inverse mapping from B to A is also 1 1 and onto, So let's see what we have to prove here. First we write what is given. So here given that A and B are two sets, and the mapping F from A to B is 1 1 and onto, let's just see. First we see what is meant by 1 1 onto, and how this mapping and how its inverse get existed. Okay, so very first I draw here set A, then set B. So here it is not given that how many elements are there in A and B. So we just consider that one image, one element, one image, one element, one element, one image. Why? Because that mapping is 1 1. That mapping is 1 1, and this is onto also 1 1 and onto also. This type of mapping is always 1 1 and onto. And here also no elements are left in the set B which have no pre-image from A. So in this case we can define its inverse mapping. In this case we can define its inverse, which is given by F inverse is mapping from B to A. F inverse is mapping from B to A. So if F mapping from A to B is 1 1 and onto, then F inverse mapping we can define from B to A exists. Okay, it is very important to inverse exist or not. First we have to check whether its inverse exists or not, because it is very important. Until and unless the mapping is 1 1 and onto, its inverse doesn't exist. Okay, so F inverse exists. Now since F inverse exists, so now we can define this mapping. So if X belongs to A, then Y, which is in the form of F of X, belongs to B. Y in the form of F of X which belongs to B, means if here this is A, this is B, this F mapping, and here X belongs to A, then Y is in the form of F of X. So when we define F inverse from B to A, we define that F inverse on element Y. Okay, so here Y belongs to B, then F inverse of Y belongs to A, which is in the form of X. Okay, X belongs to. Now this mapping is defined. We have defined this exist and defined mapping. Now we prove that F inverse is also 1 1 and onto. We prove, or to prove F inverse is 1 1 and onto 1 1 and onto. So 1 1 and onto, just recall definitions. When we say it function f is 1 1 and onto, when f of x1 is equal to f of x2, if images are equal, then their corresponding elements are also equal. Okay, or if images are, if elements are not equal, then their images are also not equal. These two definitions we have seen, okay, while discussing the definition of 1 1. So now using this, so here we take two elements because two elements are needed. So let y1 y2 belongs to b, y1 y2 belongs to b, such that f inverse of y1 is equal to x1, for which f of x1 equal to y1, and similarly f of y2 equal to x2, for which f of x2 equal to y2, f of x2 equal to y2. So we have defined this mappings. Okay, so that was the statement. We have to prove f inverse is also 1 1 and onto. So whatever given, we have written that. We defined mapping f inverse, and now we are started to prove 1 1. So we started from where? F inverse of y1, f inverse of y2, and we have to show f inverse is 1 1. So first we prove f inverse is 1 1. F inverse is 1 1. So here this first definition I use. So what mean? F inverse of y is equal to f inverse of y2. F inverse of y1 is equal to f inverse of y2. So I consider that images are equal, and now I have to show y1, their corresponding elements y1 is equal to y2. So what is f inverse of y1? F inverse of y1 is nothing but the x1, not x2, x1, and f inverse of y2 is x2. This is by definition. Okay, we can write here by definition. By definition. And now since f is mapping from a to b, so since x1 is equal to x2, so I can write that f of x1 is equal to f of x2, because f is mapping from a to b, okay. So now as f of x1 equal to f of x2, so this f of x1 is nothing but the y1, and f of x2 is nothing but the y2. So thus f inverse of what? Y1 is equal to f inverse of y2, imply y1 is equal to y2. If images are equal, then their corresponding elements are also, pre-images are also equal. So this we have proved, and this imply that f inverse mapping from B to A is 1 1, is 1 1. Okay, now we have to prove, next to prove f inverse mapping from B to A is onto. So just remember one thing, whenever we prove any mapping is onto, so we have to consider, we have to start from the codomain of that particular mapping. Okay, so here our mapping is F inverse, no? Here our mapping, again we see this is F, which goes from A to B, and we are dealing with F inverse. So this mapping is from B to A. Okay, B to A. So here for this F inverse, this is domain, and this is codomain for F inverse. Okay, so whenever, just remember one thing, whenever we prove onto, we have to take first element from codomain, and for that codomain element, for that particular element, we have to show one element in the domain. So now F inverse is mapping from B to A. So we consider one element in the codomain of F inverse, and that is A. So let X belongs to A. Now since X belongs to A and F is mapping from A to B, F is mapping from A to B, therefore we can write there exists therefore for X belongs to A, there exists an element Y belongs to B such that f of x is equal to y. F of x is equal to y. So now we had considered one element here, x, and for this particular element under the mapping F, we have got this y. Okay, so now we can write that F inverse of y is equal to x for the same statement, because F inverse exists. So thus for x belongs to A, there exists y belongs to B such that what F inverse of y is equal to x, and this gives that F inverse is onto. This gives F inverse is onto. So now we have proved both 1 as well as onto. So thus F inverse mapping from B to A is 1 and onto. Here we proved the theorem. Okay. So next theorem is theorem number 2. Theorem number 2. If F is mapping from A to B is 1 and onto, let F is mapping from A to B be 1 and onto, then the inverse mapping of F is unique. Then the inverse mapping of F is unique. Okay, So what this theorem is saying, what we have to prove, क्या करना पड़ेगा हमको? So very first we write whatever is given. Okay, so here that let A and B be two sets, and F mapping from A to B is 1 1 and onto. Is 1 1 and onto. Now we have to prove that obviously F is 1 1 and onto, therefore its inverse exists, and since its inverse exists, we have to show that is unique. Okay, means only one inverse we can define for the particular mapping F when it is 1 1 and onto. So whenever we have to prove that uniqueness of anything in mathematics, anything, so we consider one more element there, one more mapping we will consider, and suppose that we assume that there are two the mapping is not unique, means more than one mapping can exist, inverse mapping exist. Okay, so here let G mapping from B to A and H mapping again from B to A be two inverse mappings of F, be two inverse mappings of F. What we have to prove? What should we prove? We need to prove that this G is equal to H. This G is equal to H. Means what? Here this mapping F from A to B, and here we have considered one inverse mapping G from B to A, and again this is A, this is B, this is mapping F, and this is inverse mapping H. Inverse mapping H. So so now since this G is mapping from B to A, and let B belongs to B, small b belongs to B, then for this particular mapping, for the mapping G, we get here some A1. We get here some A1, and again this B belongs to B, and for this H we get here some different element A2. Okay, so for B belongs to B, be any arbitrary element of B. So for G mapping, we must have that G of B equal to some A1. You can see here in the diagram. And again, and also that H is mapping is there from B to A. So for this mapping H of B, we get some A2. So what we claim here? We claim that A1 is equal to A2. We are going to prove that A1 is equal to A2. And if we show this A1 is equal to A2, then what will happen? We will get that G of B equal to H of B, and hence these two mappings will be equal by the definition of equal mappings. Okay, so you can see my previous lectures for the definition of equal mapping. Now this G is inverse mapping of F. So we have got here g of b equal to a1. At the same time, f is mapping from a to b. So we can write that f of a1 equal to b. No, for this we can write that f of a1 equal to b. F of a1 equal to b. And at the same time for mapping h also we can write that f of a2 equal to b. F of a2 equal to b. So now since f is 1-1 mapping, f is 1-1 mapping, and this f of a1 equal to f of a2, because this b equal to b, no, b equal to b. So f of a1 equal to a2, and f is 1-1 mapping. Therefore, using the definition of 1-1, we can get a1 is equal to a2. We can get a1 is equal to a2. So that only we needed to prove that a1 is equal to a2, and that we have done. So thus what, g of b is equal to a1 and h of b is equal to a2, and a1 is equal to a2. Therefore a1 equal to a2 imply g of b is equal to h of b. And since b is any arbitrary element, therefore we have this g is equal to h. By the definition of equal mappings. So that was only we needed to prove that if two inverses are there for the one mapping, then it is always then they are equal. Okay, so uniqueness we have proved. This gives that mapping g and h, they both are equal. Okay, so next we take some examples on mapping, and before that we define some set of intervals, some set of real numbers. Okay, intervals on the set of real numbers. So it is the definition of intervals defined on set of real numbers. Intervals defined as set of real numbers. So now some sets are there, some sets are given, that set contains all the real number where x belongs to real, and that x lies between 2 and 7, means x is greater or equal to 2 and less or equal to 7. So this set we can write in the form of interval as 2 to 7, as 2 and 7 both are included. Therefore this is also known as closed interval 2 7. Okay, and then next set B contains X, where X belongs to R, and again for same numbers, 2 strictly less than X strictly less than 7. So this set can be expressed as open interval 2 7 in the form of interval. This set we can represent. Next, C X such that X belongs to R and 2 strictly less X less or equal to 7. So now you can see that 2 is not included in the set C. So we keep open end from 2 and we close from 7. So D contains all the elements X such that X belongs to R and contains all elements 2 less or equal to X and strictly less than 7. So this is nothing but the set C in the form of interval closed from 2 sides and 7 from 7 side it is open. So these were the sets of the real numbers which are written in the form of intervals. Now we take examples. We take example on it, not on this, but examples on mappings only. Example 1. So what is there? Decide whether or not the following are functions from A to B, functions from A to B, where set A is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and set B is A, B, C, D, E. Okay. If they are question is not completed yet. If they are functions, give the range of each. Give the range of each. If they are not, then tell why. If they are not, then we have to mention why it is not a function. So here 3 functions are defined on these 2 sets A and B. Number 1 is F, which contains ordered pair 1A, 2B, then 3B and 5E. Number 2, second function G, 1E, 5D, 3A, 2B, 1D, and 4A. And last one is H, contains the ordered pair 5A, 1E, 4, 3C, and these three functions are defined on from set 1 to B. So one by one we check. We consider first function from F function from set A to B. So what is A and what is B? Very first we write A, B. So here the function F is, first we write elements 1, 3, 4, 5. and here A, B, C, D, E. Now 1 is mapped to A under the mapping F, 2 goes to B, 3 goes to 3 goes to B, 3 goes to B, and 5 goes to E, and 5 goes to E. So here you can see that 4 is not assigned to any element of B. Okay, this 4, this element 4, this element 4 is not assigned to any element of set B. Means definition of function does not fulfill here. That we what should we have? That every element of domain, there must exist at least one element in codomain. Okay, so properly I write this 3, 4 and 5. Okay, so this 4 number is not assigned. Here we write f is not a function. F is not a function since the element 4 from A is not associated to any element of B. Okay? So in this way we have to check whether it is function or not. Now next we check for second function G. So here this G is also function from A to B. It is always convenient to draw figures 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It is set B, A, B, C, D, E. Now, what is there in G? 1 goes to E, 1 goes to E. Then second, 5 goes to D, 5 goes to D. Then next one is 3 goes to A, 3 goes to A, 3 goes to A, 2 goes to B, 2 goes to B, 1 goes to D, 1 goes to D, and 4 goes to A, 4 goes to A. Okay, so this function is also this this rule is also not a function, because there is one element from A which is associated with two different elements of B. Okay, so here G is not a function. G is not a function because 1 belongs to A is associated with two different elements of B. Means here what? F of 1 is equal to D. F of 1 is equal to D, and F of 1 is equal to E. And here this E is not equal to D. Therefore, G is not a function. G is not a function. And now last one is the third rule, H from A to B, and we have to check whether it is mapping function or not. So A, this is B. A contains 5 elements, 1, 3, 4, 5. B, A, B, C, D, E. And here the definition of H is, by definition, 5 goes to A, 1 goes to E, 1 goes to E, then 4 goes to B, 4 goes to B, 3 goes to C, 3 goes to C, and 2 goes to D, and 2 goes to D. So here every element of A is assigned to a unique element of B. Every element of A is associated to a unique element of B, and this gives the H mapping from A to B is a function. And here you can see that every element of B is image. Every element of B is image, and range is what? Range is set of images. So here range means H of A is equal to A, B, C, D, E. Means what? Nothing but the set B. And this also implies that here H is 1, 1 and onto, 1, 1 and onto as well. Okay, so this was the example of functions, and here I stop for this lecture. In next lecture we will see more examples.